Your sister, I mean, your daughter and the kids are going to?
All right.
I just got.
Yeah,
She was.
working, chewing myself
I
up.
always call her. I would choose.
It's so simple, it's awkward. It's just,
Yeah.
oh, boy, it's complicated. They all get it.
It does, so crazy.
There's so much green here.
And I'm kidding.
I just thought.
It was beautiful. Yeah. It wasn't.
I just said.
Went to Detroit.
Oh, nice. So they got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can have that position with that, what I need work.
She said it was really cheap.
The zip was.
$3. $23 a walk. Yeah, parking is more than that. I know. I wouldn't have picked that.
You see my truck. It's very nice.
But very good, nice.
Good morning. How's everyone?
Good.
Yeah. Feeling good, bones back, and issues, different things, observations, deep intellectual epiphanies.
All I can say is practice, and that mirror really helps. And some of my habits are hard to break. That's all I can say is, oh my goodness, you're still doing it wrong.
We practice this.
So, practice is the theme of this year, so that's a good thing. So when you practice, when you take other classes too, as well as your own practice. So how is, when everyone practices, how do you feel it helps, and what do you feel would help, or what do you feel hurts?
Well, I think the videos really help.
The videos from the class, these videos?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because I can say, oh, that's what you're doing wrong. Because sometimes when you say I'm doing it wrong, I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong.
I see.
I want to know the correct thing.
Right.
But I can pick it up a lot quicker.
Okay.
I get it.
Good.
And there's things that I'm still doing wrong. I know I'm doing wrong, but I'm still trying to work through it. And I can look at the video and I usually look at W or U to depend on the angle I'm on and say, okay, this is the correct way. Something as simple as sticking my hand too far out. Be gentle with it. And I'm like, but it's hard for me to, it's like, wow, you're just going,
It is helpful to see. Because in your mind, you're thinking you're doing it different, but like your class pushes that.
Right, I see, right. So some of you watch the videos after, and, oh yeah, oh, okay, well, that's good to know as well.
And I feel like that's almost a practice. Because sometimes I'll watch it the next day or something, and it's like, when it's over, I feel like exhausted. You were talking about that mental practice.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a mental practice.
Right. I can believe that completely, it's just constant. For example, one of the things I'll do sometimes is just, I have multiple screens. Sometimes I have martial arts videos playing silently while I'm working on something else. So I might have Tai Chi or Judo or Jiu-Jitsu. It's just playing in the background, and then I'll see something, and then back to whatever I was working on. And I think that's that. I don't know if some scientific person would say, oh no, you're actually distracting yourself, splitting your attention. But for me, I think it helps better than I do. So that's good to know then. Do you want me to close that? No, it doesn't matter, it's okay. You have to be able to do that.
Hands.
So it's good to know that separate from whoever clicks in the class, that people are watching whatever and using it, and that that's helpful. Anybody else had something they were going to say before? So the hardest thing, I think, for human beings in general, except for a very talented few, is, in a funny way, the way I'm going to say it, is knowing what you're doing. So knowing what you're doing can mean a lot of things. You know, I know my job and I know what I'm doing. That's not what I mean. I mean knowing what you're doing. Just walking, you know. Most of us are completely unaware. Am I hitting with the ball of my foot or the heel of my foot when I step, for example? Most people cannot answer that question. Like, when you walk, typically, do you do a heel strike first or a ball of the foot strike first?
I don't unless you do it.
It depends on my shoes.
Okay,
Shoes will make me walk different.
that makes complete sense.
Is it our correct way? Are we
Oh,
supposed
I'm not.
to? No, I mean, I'm just wondering, are we supposed to?
So there's all kinds of theories about that. If you go on to the various online forums, there are people who are advocates of heel striking, advocates of all of the foot striking, advocates of flat shoes, advocates of no shoes, advocates of those shoes with the toes, you know. So I don't want to say this is the right thing, because there's too many variables in that. I know what we do, even in different martial arts, there might be different things, you know. So, for example, a lot of the times in Tai Chi, you sit and put your heel down and then roll your foot forward, right? But in a lot of other martial arts moves, you don't put your heel down, you go with the ball of your foot, and then, so for example, one thing you might see me do sometimes is that, right? So that's a very martial artsy thing where it's called suriashi, right? So, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Tea ceremony, yes, exactly. Right, China, right? And, yeah, and in a lot of Japanese martial arts has that. So you'll see a lot of old school martial arts like me, when they're walking around just not thinking, their feet do that, you know? But when I'm outside of the dojo, I don't think I do that. Do you see what I'm saying? When I'm just walking around, unless I start to get into and then I switch the way I'm walking. As soon as if I'm with somebody where we're practicing sparring or something, then the way my feet move will change. Go ahead.
I did notice when you said that sound, because when you said to do that,
Yeah.
I've been noticing, I've been hearing that.
Yeah, that is a part of it. So the main thing I'm trying to say is, I do not want to be the person that says, I know the right way to walk and everyone should do it the way I say, because, you know, because I'm not, I don't even want to begin to pretend that. What I do is teach what is taught in that particular part. So in Tai Chi, there's a certain way to do things. In Judo, there's a certain way to do things, etc., etc. And so I say that, but that doesn't mean that's the right way. My real point is, some people very naturally always know where their fingers are, always know where their whole body parts are. But 99% of people on the planet don't. You know, have no idea that you're sticking your elbows out. When you go like this and your elbows are out, you say, oh, put your elbows out. Or like you, with this whole thing, right? It's not that, it's just actually not being aware that you're even doing it, right? So part of the value of Tai Chi and things like it is that they help you to learn where all of the parts of your body are and what they're doing at every moment. Because once you get past, that, right? It is, did I begin with my knees in or did I begin with the back? Do you know what I'm saying? Did I shift my weight over here, or did I shift it like this and then move it, right? Are my feet turned in or my feet turned out, right? Did I inhale or did I exhale? Did I inhale from the diaphragm or did I inhale from the chest? Do you see what I'm saying? Did I inhale through my nose? Did I have the tip of the tongue right over my mouth, right? Did I raise my arms with my elbows down or did I raise them with my elbows down, right? Do I have my fingers in the middle? That's when you're going boom to the tiniest level. And that's what makes a person look, even if you don't know the art, you can kind of see it and go, oh, that looks, something about that. That looks good, that looks right, that looks special, there's something about it, yeah. But it also is, in the context of Tai Chi specifically, every single one of those things affects the flow of Chi. And that's what we're doing, right? So, as a health practice, Tai Chi is all about facilitating the flow of Chi through the meridians, right? And if I go like this when I walk up, then I'm blocking the flow. If I go like that, I'm facilitating the flow. It's that simple, yeah? So when you say, we'll say Jonan Age, right? Upward rising block, right? When you see someone go like that, they incorporate like that, and they're lifted here. But here, the kind of the flow, the angle, the energy, the angle here, not too far back. Each one of those things is part of the flow. So when you see somebody do this, and it's like that, then they haven't understood, they don't even know where their body is, right? So what you see, you'll see this, and then you'll see that. Yeah? All of those things affect, from the tip of the fingers to the toes, the position of the head, the position of the ear, the hand is here or here, the angle here, right? And then when you start again, if you go like this, then you broke the flow, right? So you're going here, sit, heel, timing, flow. If you go like that, then you broke the flow. Do you see what it's saying? Sorry, say it again.
No, it's just, yeah, every twist and turn.
That is correct. That's what makes this a lifetime study, right? Even though first, obviously, when you're teaching, anything you teach, when you teach the beginning part, you just teach basic stuff so that people can kind of get the picture, yeah? And then you fill in the picture step by step as you go along. And some people go this far, and some people go that far, and some people go that far, and some people go that far. But the thing that you're doing is all the way down and all the way up. Okay? That's how far it is. None of us can do it, right? I've said this before, right? Martial arts knowledge is an ocean. Have I said that? And we are spoons, little thimbles, you know, that some of us maybe are like a little wine glass or a little. You cannot drink the ocean. It is vast beyond our capacity, right? So when you say, I see myself and I see what I'm at, that's a step, you know? And that's why I put so much effort into all of the things, because I believe, you know, I could teach Tai Chi in the backyard or in my house or inside the house. I don't have to build all this and right? But I believe all the little things change the view. And for the kids who are growing up in the dojo, their experience includes everything, right? Dojo Saho, right? The Kakejiku, everything, everything becomes a part of their consciousness and their awareness and affects them. And then when they see their teachers do things a certain way, they imitate it, even if they don't know everything that's going on, right? And so they're much better at, if an adult, and I do that, right? An adult might go like that, but a child will go, wait, what? Or some close approximation of that, right? And they see how you act and how you are, how you move in the dojo, that all of those things are a part of this vast ocean of stuff, and slowly you become actually conscious of it. Yeah. So what's happening when you watch videos, or when you watch a mirror, and you say, wait, I'm like this, well, that's a big step. You know, that's what part of what we're here for, right? And if you do this, now you're in the right position, but did it start with my hip? Or was I even thinking about my hip? do you understand what I'm saying, yeah? So, the goal is body awareness, right? Knowing, being actually conscious of where all the parts are and what they're doing at all times. That's the goal, right? But, you know, that's an endless journey that we're all on at different phases of that journey, yeah? And so what you're experiencing and what you guys talk about when you go watching the stage is, wait, what did I do? You know, I've told you guys a story about skating and bending your knees. I've told that many times, right? So we're young and fit, and we still don't. You know, so that body awareness, knowing what you're doing, that's a big internal and external step in the Tai Chi journey. Yeah? Makes sense, everybody? Thoughts, questions? Okay, let's do some breathing.
It's okay. I'll grab it.
So, in terms of knowing what you're doing, the first step is posture, right? And knowing, just being able to feel, am I like this? Am I like that? Am I like that? Am I just a little bit, you know? They do an exercise sometimes where they have you lay on the ground and tell you, okay, keep moving until you think your spine is, until you think you're perfectly straight. Then take a picture. And you'll be shocked that you're like that and like that. No, I'm straight. I'm really straight. Good. Tip of the tongue and move the mouth. And inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 6. Count. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Count. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Triangle. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and retain that awareness of your breathing as you inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Then bring your hands together and just lightly try to feel pulse of energy between your hands as you continue to inhale and exhale. Feel that energy begin to rest. Good. Rotate your hands like it's a ball. Try to retain that feeling. And the other way, like it's a ball. And when you're in this position, remember that it's this ball when you're doing the form. And you say, make a ball. It's this position. Then you get a little bit wider. Feel that energy almost pushing against your hands. And back to the center. Let's make a ball like this. And from the bottom, we're going to heart versus knee. Yeah? And keep connected like it's pulling, right? And then turn the other way and feel that pressure heart versus knee, right? So when you do the heart versus knee, everybody relax just a second. What you really want to feel is as you connect to this energy, right? And you're here, you want the pressure to be so strong that it's pushing your hands out. You see what I'm saying? And you feel it actually pushing. You stay connected, and then you bring it back together to here, and you get that all, right? And you feel that energy, and you get that connection, and then it presses against your hands and drives it out. Yeah? And then you bring it back together, and you feel that energy is pushing so hard that it presses your hand out, right? And then they come back, and so here, that's what it feels like to me is I'm not lifting my arm, the energy is just pushing my arm out. That makes any sense, yeah? And then I come back to here, and go to my center, and open it up a little bit, and brush, and then push my head rise a little bit, and then here you brush, and then push, right, and brush, and push, and brush, and retaining that connection of energy the whole time if you can, right? And come back to your center, feel that energy, let it expand into a bigger ball, and bring it against your chest, right? And like that ball's massaging your chest like a big beach ball of energy, right? And so when you're doing cloud hands, you're massaging the organs with your energy. Yeah? The whole torso that contains all of your main organs, right? Your lungs, heart, liver, spleen, stomach, intestines, all of that is in that torso. And you're massaging back to the center. Good, and then as you inhale, and release, relax down. Now relax, but stay connected to the breath, connected to the flow of energy. Good. Questions? Okay, let's get on. Oh. Exhale out. And center. And inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And just lift that in. And continue your breathing and talking. Hold. And hold. And hold. Hold. And up. And side. 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 And twist. 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 And half circle. And half circle. Half circle. And circle. Good, just time. And swing. Sideways, swing. And back. Good, and one. Circle. Right. And the other leg. Single arm. And the other leg. And the other arm. And the other leg. Good, so big elbows. And the other leg. Go down. Side to side. And circle the wrists. And the other leg. Down. Side to side. Rotate. Little fingers. And the thumbs. Checking everything out. Good, take your chest forward. Forward. Back. Forward. side, 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 and roll side, back, and up, there. And circle, and then a circle. Good, and so you get better these, and fold, and fold, back, fold, fold, and side, 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 and fold, side, back, left side, fold, side, back, the other side, make a big circle, and a big circle, and just bring your hips around the circle, and the other way, and up, 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 and tuck, arch, tuck, arch, and isolate circles. And the other way. Good, and nice. And side side. Circle out. Circle in. Step out to the side. Bend knees. And side, side. And turn side. And the other way. Good, and center, and circle. And the other way. And side to side. And the other way, circle. And the other way. Side to side. You're right. Circle angle. And the other way. And the other angle. And the other way. Stretch toes. And stretch back. Stretch your toes. And stretch back. Now, feet forward, toes up, chin to your hips. Chin to the forward, front leg straight, rear heel out the floor. And inside, move forward, toes up, chin to your hips. Chin to forward, then straight, rear heel out the floor. And it's hard. And hang on. Over your left side. Over your right side. Swing side to side. And slowly curl. Take the legs out. Good. Now you're going to try to find a nice posture. And you're just going to rock your hips back and forth, feeling where is your center. Right? Shift your forward into your toes, back into your heels, until you find a nice place where where your weight is even on both feet, and you feel very centered and balanced. So what you want to check when we talk about knowing what you're doing is, can you feel like one of your feet is heavier on the floor than the other? Right? Because sometimes I know for myself, I unconsciously do this. This is a very subtle shift, and I don't know if you can see it. You see what I did? I'm not conscious that I'm doing that sometimes, and I'm carrying my weight on my right leg. You know? So I know that I do that sometimes. So I'm constantly checking to make sure that I'm carrying it evenly on both legs. Yeah? Good. So when you do this, if you step out a little bit wider and you open your hips, you want to do the same thing. Check forward and back until you find that center place. Right? Make sure that your knees are not going in. Right? Your hips are turning out so that your knee presses out. And then when you shift from side to side, right? You want to feel what you just did. Okay, so this is the number one thing that happens. You do it, sometimes you do it because your right leg doesn't like to take weight, right? So this is it. And I'm going to go this way. And then I'm going this way straight. I'm going this way turn, yes. I'm going this way straight, right? So what? So yeah, if you saw it in the mirror, because right here, I'm like a camera video, right? I'm actually looking and seeing. That you kind of like, you want to do it, but you make yourself not. Yeah, that's exactly right? So you want to feel, I think you're doing it and not knowing it. I'm telling you guys, you should do this, baby. I'm not so aware that I'm doing it. You go ahead.
So, right?
Yes.
I'm turning to my right.
Do it again. No. With you, I think it's the left. With you, it's the right, and with you, it's the right. You, it's the left, right? Now you just turn a little bit back. Yeah, that side's perfect. Right there is when you start to turn. I don't know if you can do it, right? Anyway, this is the exercises you want to do, right? So you're here and you stand in the mirror, and I have had students tell me straight out, I'm not doing it. Whatever it is. No, I'm not doing it, right? I'm not doing it. That's okay. That's why we have mirrors, because you know it.
Is it, so whatever way is stronger, you do, okay?
You turn, so on the leg that's weaker,
You're gonna turn it, correct. That's,
yes.
that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah? So you're always trying to make sure you fix those things, right?
I feel like I have to pull in, so I don't turn out.
Well, I see. Oh, no, don't do that. Yeah, right? So you just want to, guys, to remember, the whole idea is to gradually improve, right? So if I can go this far and then I do it like right there, I start to turn, then that's as far as I go. Because I don't want to teach my body, my unconscious, that it's okay to turn. And that's not the lesson I want to get. I want to teach my body that I'm going straight. And gradually, as we get stronger with all the other exercises, I can go further. Yeah? But you definitely don't want to practice, right? What is it? Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Right? Right? So you can practice something wrong and become really good at it. Okay? So we want to make sure that we're getting all these details because they show up throughout the form as you do it, right? And you're trying to do the form, let's say everybody doing a forward stance, right? Everybody here make a forward stance. Yeah. And again, you feel where your center, so June's not going to return this way, right? Straight, there you go. Right? So remember, this is hungry, right? And this is home, right? So you want to be here, not there. There are times when you want to be there, but mostly it's this way, right? And then you're going to shift back and forward, and back and forward. Okay, good catch. And that's becoming body aware. And forward. Switch legs. Everybody relax. So we're going to do the next exercise, which is going to be a square, which we did last week. These are the kinds of exercises. This is the supplemental exercises, like we said, right? Supplemental exercises to your Tai Chi that will help make your Tai Chi better. Yeah. Now that you guys are getting the form, some of doing it properly is just physical strength. You know, one of the unfortunate lies in martial arts is that it takes no strength. Is that you can do a martial art and beat up another person using no strength. That is a lie. Okay? That is not true. Okay? It might look like you're not using strength when you do it because you know the timing of the ankles and that. But the strength is in your ankles and your knees and your hips and your shoulders and that's what makes you able to go like that and then the person falls down. It is an enormous amount of strength. And Tai Chi develops a huge amount of strength from the toes up through about the middle of your face. The upper body, not so much, yeah, a little bit. And the solution to that is something else. But the strength that we develop, what is it? The number one body part for longevity is strength in the legs, right? So that's what Tai Chi will give you if you do it right. Yeah. So let's do the exercise is going to be side to side, and then you're going to shift back, go like this. You come back to the forward side, and you're going to shift back, go like that, right? And then you come back here, and you're going to go forward, right? You come back here, and you're going to go forward, and then you come back. Everybody got that? Okay, you're here, then knees. So you're going to go side, side. Yeah, it's the left side that wants to do side. Side, right? And this time you're going to shift and bring your leg in and back, and forward. And forward. Then you're going to come back forward and then go side to side again. Side. And so you're going to go back the other way, right? Whichever leg you use this time, you go back to the other way. Forward, back, forward, back. Then you're going to come back forward, side. Now this time when you step, you're going to step forward instead of back. So here you go forward. And then back side to side. Side, side, side. And then forward with the other leg. And then forward. And then back to side to side. And rest. Good. Yes, this is a strength building exercise that you can start to use now for your chi. Right? There's many. And the number, there's like the number one thing, and And then there's the other number one thing. And there might be another one thing. Okay, so the number one thing is that your tandem is always inside your legs, right? So you never do that or any of that, right? That's always the number one number. Yeah. The other number one thing is, that your knees don't do that. Right? You're always open, including here, right? I don't want to go like that, right? And I don't want to go like that, yeah? So, yeah, that's the not necessarily. They're in line with your feet. So my feet are turned out as hers and hers, right? So if my knees were forward now, they would be actually in, right, in relation to my feet. So my knees go this way, yeah? And then they stay out as I go side to side. The big thing is, even if I turn my feet straight, which is hard for me, yeah? I still, when I go sideways, see how my knee goes that way? Right? Even though this is not a natural position for me, my body has trained itself. I'm going this way, so this hip just rotates out and it takes my knee back. Yeah. Now this is not particularly comfortable for me because my feet don't naturally go to this position. But what I don't have, that's the opposite of it.
But we're turning our heads.
You're opening it. Not turning it. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. That's the idea. It is very difficult to find that muscle that opens your hips like that. That set of muscles. Why is that difficult? Yeah, right. It totally is easier to turn. But unless it's like any movement. You know, sometimes I equate it to throwing darts, right? Okay. There's a board. It's a big honking board. You can see it. It's got lots of little things on it, right? You've got this tiny little dart, this tiny little point. You're like this far away. I want that point to go exactly there. And then you throw it and it goes up. Well, wait, right? No, I want to go like that. And you throw it goes up. Right? Even though you can see the board, see the dart's got a tiny little point, there's plenty of light, and you understand exactly what you're trying to do. There's no rocket science involved, there's no definition. All you gotta do is go like that. You go that way. Yeah? That's us trying to make our arms go, wait, I don't have to do that. Yeah. It's like that. It's this journey, right? Shoot three throws in the basket, right? Professionals miss millions of dollars, millions, and they miss because we're not perfect. Yeah. So the number one thing is time inside base, and the number two thing is don't let your knees go like that. Yeah? There's another thing, probably is, but yeah. These are the kind of exercises that will develop you. And then for you to remember to do your box training exercises this way. Yeah. And all like that. Any questions so far? Let's try to, okay, before we go in the form, are there places in the form that you would like to go over before we do it? Like right after this.
That's always, yes.
Yes, okay.
That's always the stuff.
Let's do that, right? So we are at iPad on course. Let me see. Okay, so if you are in an iPad on course, your right foot should be behind your left foot and turned out, right? There should be no weight on your left foot. No weight. It should be on the ball of your left foot, like that. Yeah? and then you got to here. Yeah, you're like this. Just do the high pattern first. You want your content is in this leg, right? That's why I can do that. But I need my content to be in this leg. So I have to turn my hips so that my content goes into that leg. Now I should feel like I can do that. Right? If you can't do that, then your content is not completely in that leg. Does that make sense? Now you raise your knee forward, but just in terms of getting the feeling, the whole idea is to go, all of my content is in this foot, and all of my content is in that. Here, now, what's the trick? That's the trick, what she said. I turn my hips so that my content goes like that, right? And then my leg goes like that. That's the goal. You want to be able to do what I'm doing right now and feel like all of you guys are getting it, right? That's it. Once you get there, you're pretty much done. Everybody relax. The extension of the foot into the kick is just a matter of strength over time, and height does not matter, right? She can do it higher than I can because she's a dancer, right? But the height does not matter. Unless you are, even in competition, the height kind of doesn't matter. But people who go a little higher will get that points. But they don't take the points off if it's not high. They just add a couple if it is high. Does that make sense? So, and especially when you're competing in the older divisions, right? So if you do this, so if you're here, right, and you go here, and your arms go like this, and your leg goes like this, and your foot just goes like that, then you're good. Yeah? And then you bring it back, still stable. Sit down on your back foot, and then forward and double crunch. Right? So you're leaning a little bit too much forward, right? Good. Let me watch everybody do that again, right? High power horse. Shift your weight into the other foot. Bring your knee up. Circle your arms. Extend your leg. Pull your leg back in and your hands. Sit down. Don't fall forward. And double crunch. Right? Excellent. Now you hold on. And rest. Any questions to that? Right? Just difficulty holding your balance. This normal part.
I just have one quick question. If my legs are too far out, but I lose my energy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, this is an excellent question. And relax. If you go like this, right? You extend, or like this, and your shoulders look locked forward, or your arms are straight. Do you lose your energy? Yes. Okay? This is here, this is inside, and I'm double punching like that. Right? Your shoulders are really relaxed. That's it. Out like that, or out like that is too much. Right? And not too bending forward. Yeah? Does that make sense? Any other questions? Yes. So your height of your head, yes, a little bit more forward than that, like that, right? So you're hitting a person your height in the temples. Yes. So one thing that she did that is kind of a subtle thing that I think about. So she brought her hands from here, but then she went way out in a circle. It's not like that, right? It's from here more in and then around.
So just the height of my shoulders.
The height of your head.
Oh my head.
Yes. So you're hitting someone your height in the head with both of your fists. This, right? That one. Yes. But that would be at the end of your set. Yes. Yeah, it would almost always be at the end. If you're like this and you're in the air, So you're here, you kicked, you brought it back, you step. Yes.
It almost comes down to as you're moving forward, like.
Yes, that's now, see, that was right. That's it. That was exactly right. Exactly the way you just did it is right. Yes, it's not that.
Yeah, just as it comes forward, like, when you're here and then. Right?
Yes, that's it. Not like that. Yeah, he went around like this. So we will often say, think in terms of your elbows almost brushing the sides of your body and then rotating. Not quite straight, it's a little bit round, but it's not like that, right? There are techniques that go out and around like that, but this isn't the one that I teach in this time, right? Yeah. Here, yeah, go ahead. It's a little bit more round. No. So think of that you're trying to touch me like that, like that. Step like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Right.
So it's, you just kind of go.
That's it. Yes, nice. As opposed to a big circle like that, which some styles may teach, but that's not how to teach here or boom. Yeah. Good. So you're here. Now you've got to shift and then shift again so that you can get this other leg, right? So you're here. There may be some people who just turn from here like this, but I don't think that's not what we do. I've seen people even come all the way in and go back out and shift, right? But what I teach is you go here, and this is what helps you turn that way. Because you're like this, right? And you got to turn and face that way. So you shift in order to turn, and then this foot turns in a little bit that way, and then you shift back, and then you bring this other foot up. No, the other one. Right, yeah. So here, I'm going to do it right in front of you, right? So you're here, and then you shift, and then shift again.
Oh, and then shift, so we're just moving this, right?
No, that one is correct. You moved it correctly. Yeah, so you were like this, right? And then you turn and you move this foot. And then you turn and you're here. And keep your weight on this back leg because you're going to lift this one up and kick with it. Yeah, and then kick and then down again. Right there. That's nice. Yeah. A little bit more behind this foot there. Yeah. Right? There, and then shift. Extend, in, and there. Oh, and then you have to use the extend. Go.
So we're saying when we turn this one, the ball of our foot, or not all the way here?
Whoa.
Because
Oh. Okay, so here, that's a problem. Because what I generally say in a class like this is do whatever you can. Because what you will see if you watch a Chinese person go from here to there is this foot will be turned all the way like that, and they will be down on the ground with their butt practically touching the motion. You know what I mean? Which I can't. But what you don't have to do is go from here and feel that. You just place your foot down like that and you rotate down into it as you do your snake step. Right? And then you rotate, keep that rotation going and you turn this way. And you guys are like this. And then you it's the first word, right?
Sure. The hands are doing what the hands are doing at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason for this exercise, right? Because, like you said, make sure my hands are doing what my hands are doing, or my legs are doing what my legs are doing. Right? Are we kind of up with it here, right? We shift we shifted, and then this leg goes back, and as this leg goes back here, this hand goes like that, and this hand goes like that, while we're back here, right? And we're sitting down as much as we can, and then rotating our hips. Stop. When you rotate your hips, this is what you did. You got to here, and then you did this to pull that foot up, right? So I'm here, and then I turn like this, right? Yeah. That's it. Right? And then when you're there, you should be like this first. Then you go like that. Then put that foot down and then turn. Yeah? Here. Right there. Right there. There it is. So you're here, put straight down and turn that way. Right? Then this hand goes like this, and this hand goes back. And like that.
Oh, so this hand.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Do you sink down first, or do you just, so you're here, and you're gonna put your leg out there?
And then sink down.
Sink,
A
and then-
little bit, yes. But then you gotta see more by turning your hips. Clockwise. No, okay. Let me make sure I'm answering the question you asked. So you just did this, and then you do this, right? As this leg goes down and this arm goes out, you're sinking a little bit. But then this hand comes and your hips turn and you sink more. And then you turn it to come up. Right? So the first thing is just so you don't fall on this leg. Right? So you're here, so you're sitting here, it's not really sitting. Right? But then if I do this kind of more here, it would be like that. Sitting way down and forward edge, right? Like I'm doing every time.
So this hand comes here, one like this.
Yes,
This is-
that's correct.
And this hand you just bring it up.
And the other one goes down. Just like that, right in front of your knee. In front of your knee.
This one,
Yes.
in front of you.
Yeah. So this is what he did. All right, this is what I'm talking about body awareness. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm channeling you, right? So you did the thing, and you were like this, right? And then you went to switch, and you did this, and your hand was out here, right?
Oh,
So I said, now with that watch, I said, your elbow in front of your knee, and you did that. You're trying to move something that way. Right? So, okay, something's supposed to go that way. I know. So, right. So you're trying to do this. See how this is on mine? Right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see how that turns? There you go. So yeah, on this one, his leg is straight. And on this one, his leg is like that. Oh, I see. Okay. Got it.
well, on my left is not as strong as the right.
Right. I see. All right. Well, one or the other. Right. Yeah. Does this sort of all make sense? So, where do you want to start from back here, or do you want to start from here and do the shift? Okay. So you just do the double punch. You shift to the left and turn and face the wall. Then you shift back to the right while you're facing the wall. Circle your arms, bring your leg up, and kick the other leg. Right there. And then put that leg down behind you with your right hand out in a crane. Sit down into the crane. Then turn and face the ballet bar with the right hand behind and left hand out. Then bring your leg up while you switch positions with your hands. Put your foot down and turn. Left hand out. Right hand down. Then turn back up. And the left leg up. Right? Put that foot straight down beside you and step forward with the right, and lady meets the shoulder. That's it. Yeah?
Where do your eyes go when the streets different? Are you looking at the wall in front of the floor?
Oh, I don't know. That's a really good question.
Does that means how much do I bend over?
I don't know. I have to look that up because it's a great question. Are you going like that or like that or like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like that.
Well, it's probably not that. There probably is an orthodox answer to that question. I will research it and I'll send you all an email saying, when you're doing snake streets down, these are the options, or no, everybody says it should be this. Okay? So I don't want to tell you an answer, but I know.
I think I'm looking for a way to be more flexible. If my eyes are going that is going.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
Some of those things in my mind, I see them moving, my eyes are there.
Yeah, I'm looking that way. I must be down there, right?
So when we are here,
Yes.
when do you turn?
Okay.
Turn us going like that.
Right. So you're here like this, right? And you get down to where your point is. Your hips were here at first,
Yeah.
and then as you went down, they turn. Now they keep turning. As you come out of this stance this way and start to go that way, your hand moves with you as you turn. And then you come up.
But this is where you put it here and.
Yes, as your hips rotate. So I'm here, my hips start to rotate and my hand turns as I hip rotate. Right? Yeah, like that. Okay, it's now there we go. Start this and you start turning your hips. There. Yeah, just like that. And then you have to get a moment where you're really back here. When you're in this forward stance, you're right there. Right? So you kind of went like this and just kind of right. Yeah, you get to a spot, boom. You don't really stop, but you should be able to see the moment there. Then you kind of keep going.
I don't want to move that.
You don't want to go. Right. Yeah? Other questions? Let's start tomorrow with the beginning. Almost there, boys and girls. Deep breath. Good. Connect to your breath and your posture. Take a moment to feel am I forward and back in a good position? Is my weight even on both feet? Take a good time to move your mind. Salute. Feet are together. And inhale as you bend your knees with your weight on your right leg, step out to your left as you exhale. Inhale as you raise your arms. Exhale as you lower and shift to your right. Ball. Step out on your left and exhale as you part versus me. Inhale as you run back. Take a ball. Exhale as you step forward and part versus me. Inhale as you run back. Exhale the ball. Exhale as you step forward. Part versus me. Inhale as you step to the right. Exhale as you complete the position. Inhale, long inhale. Exhale as you step out, brushing push. Inhale, brushing, exhale, and push. Good. and rest. Okay, let's go over, we haven't gone over it quite a while, is the transition into cloud hands. And some people are having trouble with that, right? So let's just do that, right? So we just did the grassroots tail here, right? Then we press, rock back, and push. Right hand makes the crane, and we go into single whip. Right? So are we clear on that? Yeah? So let's just do that again, right? We did the first grassroots tail over here, right? Then we turned and did ward off, grassroots tail, right here, press, rock back, push. Right hand makes the crane, and then you step over and turn into a forward stance with a single whip. And your hand is down, right? Right from there, you're going to shift your weight that way onto that leg. And the left hand comes across. And then you just start. There. That's the third one. And then you're right back into the next single whip. Yeah? That makes sense to everybody?
That's a question.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You get, after you get the third one, you like this, you don't take a step out.
I don't take a step out, no.
That's it.
No, you step that way with the other.
Right. That's
More.
So,
Yeah, so the single whip is a forward stance, right?
Oh, so after the third one,
Yeah.
this is what you're saying.
It anchors, that's right. And then the other bit goes back into a single whip, that's correct. Right, there's no forward step. Was there?
the third one.
There, now your leg comes, wait, oh wait, I'm not sure where you are.
Third, cloud hand.
Right, so you can step out with that, there. And then, okay, your foot has to come in one more time, and your hand goes the other way. And then you step out to the,
Okay, so it's good.
it goes, so you're here, right, you just did this. And you're here. Right? Now, I'm gonna shift and go 1 and 2 and 3 and step.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So the forward stance before the cloud hands are, line,
That is correct.
and then when you're finished, it's.
That is correct. Exactly what you said. I don't know if you all remember that, right? When you come from the grassroots tail and you make this first one here, and you make this forward stance, you can see how my feet are on the same plane, right? Like that. And the reason for that is so that when I turn to the cloud hands, I don't have to move out of the step. Yeah? So I'm here, 1 and 2 and 3, and then this one is more to the side. You don't need to use the other. Right, right? So you just did 3 and 4. I'm sorry, not 4. Forward stance, right? And right after that forward stance and single whip, you bring your foot behind you to high bound horse. There's something forgot, right? And then shift your weight, just we practice. And then extend, back, forward, shift, extend, take these out. Yeah? So that's the big one that I saw was not remembering, because we haven't gone over a long time, how to shift into cloud hands. Yeah? And then after cloud hands, right after it, you're in the forward stance and single whip, and you go right to high down horse. Right? There's nothing cool that happens, right? Any other questions at once you're going to point out this video? Okay, let's do one more time, and then we'll be done. here. Go ahead.